everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing really well wherever you are in the world. So as I mentioned on my previous video, I wanted to sort of document my decluttering process in the new year, and I wanted to create like a series of the different areas I declutter basically, and just document it and how I go about it. So I am going to focus on like three main areas of my house. Number one, which is what we're starting with, is the spare room. There's two areas, kind of three areas, that get quite decluttered quite quickly. One of them is this cupboard right here. I call it my Monica cupboard, and if you've watched Friends you'll understand what I mean by that, because it's basically, I love doing crafting and like arts and crafts and things, so this cupboard holds all of my arts and crafts stuff, like wrapping, all of that. So things like arts and crafts, very easy to become quite messy quite quickly, and I think I need to think of a new sort of way to organise this, because it's just not working. Every like 3 months it just looks like a mess again and it stresses me out. So I'm gonna have a good declutter and maybe reorganise, maybe get some like baskets or something to put inside there and label them, to make things a little bit easier to keep on top of. I also want to declutter my office space, which is just to the left of me. I won't show you, but it's my desk, and I've got some shelves, and it's got a lot of stationery in there, and all my bits and bobs I use like in my day-to-day life when I'm working from home. So I really want to have a little look in there and maybe organise it a little bit better. And I've also got a little basket just down here, which I won't show you, there's no point. But it's a wicker basket that's like could be used as storage, and right now it's not being used for anything. So I want to make use of that and potentially free up some of the areas in the other parts of this room that get messy. But basically, yes, that's what we're doing today. I've got a big mug of tea to keep me going, my huge water bottle to keep me going, and I'm just going to crack on. I also like to put something on in the background. It just helps me work, whether it's a podcast, YouTube video, or like Netflix series or film. So I'm going to put something on in the background, and then we do a time lapse. What I want to do is literally get everything out, because I feel like that's the best way to actually clear a space up, and I want to give it a good clean and hoover in there before I put everything back. So cue a really messy time lapse. I thought I'd just show you a before. Oh gosh, it's a lot to do. A lot to do. We'll get there, we'll get there. I'm pretty embarrassed that this is what's come out. Oh dear. It's fine. We are back, we are on the other side. I have sorted through everything, and I now have like 3 piles. One is to go back in, 2 is like rubbish piles, and 3 is like a charity shop pile. So this is what's going back in. I don't think I need any more baskets because I managed to sort it out into what we already had. This thing is like a shelf that we do want to put up at some point, so I'm going to keep it in there, and then I've just got some canvases in there that I will eventually paint. This is just the rubbish pile, so we've got like recycling and then rubbish, and then like a few things for the charity shop or to sell, and then like basically the shoes that we don't wear all the time, so it's things like occasion shoes and like summer shoes. But I am going to go through this and maybe put the summer shoes under the bed instead. I think that would make sense because my summer clothes are under the bed. So we have the shoes at the bottom. I actually like ended up using this little slip here to put my sandals in because I thought, what else am I gonna use that space for? So that was really helpful. I need to send these back to Vivo Barefoot and get them, or Revivo, to get them resold and stuff, because I do love wearing them but they are falling apart. So that's just there to remind me to do it. Middle row, we've just got like parcel stuff when I send things out via Depop. This is a little box of clothes that needs to be fixed and like resewn, that needs to be taken back to the shop. Sewing machine, present wrapping stuff, and then just some bits of fabric and like my drawing paper. This little basket is just like miscellaneous craft stuff. This basket is for presents that need to be wrapped. It's my little filing system, which I think I need to actually get a new one because it's not that great. This is like my jewellery making stuff and loads of beads. And then this is just miscellaneous like wires and cables. This is like a little memory book that I keep and put all my photographs in. And then this is just like a wooden stool that we were given by a family member that we want to keep. But it looks really good. And there's so much more space here, which is nice to put the ladder and also like our drying rack. So that's really helpful. Hello everyone, I am back with day 2 of decluttering. Got my coffee to keep me prepared throughout. Basically it's day 2. After doing that huge declutter of the cupboard, my craft cupboard, I just didn't really want to do much else. We had other things to do and the day just got away from me a little bit. But I want to carry on today with decluttering certain areas of this spare room slash office. This is like my office space basically where I work from home, and I just want to go through it. So I've hit this like 3 o'clock slump. Like I tend to fall into these sometimes, and it feels even more troubling today because it's like the first day back. I'm officially back doing like my freelance work, so I'm just not used to this. So I feel like I'm feeling it so much more today. So I've made myself a coffee, I've taken a break, because if I try and sit in front of my computer screen and work when I feel like this, nothing works, nothing happens. I procrastinate and I just end up feeling worse. So I thought I'd take this time to just sort out this area and declutter it and organise it again. I don't think it's going to take me too long because there's not actually that much there like going on, but I do want to go through a few things because I've got myself some new stationery for the new year, and there's some things I want to like let go of. Like I've still got my last year's calendar up, so there's lots of things I need to like sort out. And I want to rearrange my desk in a way that's more productive for me, because I feel like a lot of the stuff that I don't use is out where it doesn't need to be, and vice versa with the things that I do need to use. And so I'm just going to go through that and just make it a little bit more of a productive space, because I think having an office space that feels unproductive and it feels messy just automatically makes your brain feel cluttered, and you can't work as well or as productively or as efficiently. So that's my aim. So yeah, I'm just going to crack on. I'll probably just do a bit of a time lapse and then catch up with you in a minute once it's sort of done. And I'll give you a little like tour of my office area, even though it's not big at all. It's quite small, but I just want to talk you through different areas and what I'll be doing when it comes to decluttering. What I actually might do is, I didn't do this yesterday and I kind of regret doing it, was actually like talk through all of the bits that I have. I think that's really good for people to hear and see, because I'm not perfect and I want people to know that, like, I can't stress this enough, and I talk a lot about this on my channel, it's like minimalism doesn't have to look a certain way. And something for me that I love holding on to, because it's like a passion of mine, is arts and crafts supplies. I love recycling old things. So like, I've got lots of fabric, I've got lots of ribbons and string, because I enjoy wrapping, I enjoy doing scrapbooking and things like that. So I have a lot of bits. So I'm actually going to talk through what I've got and like what I'm keeping, because I think that's, I don't know, I feel like the video yesterday probably was pretty boring because I just like did a time lapse. I don't know, that you might enjoy that, but also there's probably some people out there that want to know what I'm actually doing whilst I'm doing it. So that's what I'm going to actually do. And also my shelves are like really high, so it's going to be hard to get the tripod to see me up there. So I'm going to get down the things that are at the top and like have a look at the boxes and sort things out while I'm sitting here, and then we'll move on to like the more desk area. Okay, so it's like kind of dark in here, but as you can see, like these are my shelves. There's not actually that many boxes, but I don't actually know what is in this and I don't know what's in this. So that goes to show how much I probably need to tidy. Also, there's just books and things that don't need to be there. And then like, I've only literally got 3 little drawers on my actual desk bit. So that's the current situation. So I actually remember what's in here now, because the last time I cleaned out that cupboard, I put some bits in here, and I have like loads of really nice like watercolor papers and things that I did not know existed until now. So I'm going to actually move them into that cupboard again, because that's where the majority of my craft stuff is, and I think I'll remember they're there. I mean, they're nearly finished books, but there is some there, which is good to know. This is just plain paper, I think. Oh wait, it's kind of like thick-ish card. That actually might be helpful for a project I'm working on right now. This is why you need to declutter, guys, because you never know what you'll find. Oh, scrap that. I'm going to keep these in here and get my pads from that cupboard and put them in here. So I have all of my painting stuff here. I think that would work really well, because things like my paper and canvases can easily get ruined in that cupboard, because we go up and down there to get into the loft, and you know, things get trod on, etc. So I'm going to keep all of these in here still, but it's good to know they're there, because I do want to get back into doing some painting and stuff. I think this is the most problematic drawer. This is what I mean when I say I keep string and ribbon. I don't like throwing it away. I like to keep it because I use it. So what I'm actually going to do is put a podcast on and just separate all the different strings, because there's so much in there and a lot of them are probably tangled and unusable. So I'm going to sort through them, and this will be like a nice therapeutic time lapse for you. This is something I would want to watch. video's gone very dark again. But this is winter in the UK, so we might just have to deal with it. I am nearly done, actually. It didn't take me that long, but I'm just going to go through a few things I've got on here that I'm going to have to put somewhere else or put back where they were. I've just got some tarot cards and some oracle cards, which I do use kind of regularly, so I'm going to keep them on the shelf. I've got this lovely little picture of me and my friend, and it's got a lovely note on the back, so I'm actually going to put that into like this little memory book that I've got. It's like a photo album, but I put all like my special little bits in there, so I'm going to keep that safe in there because I know if I leave it on the shelf it will probably get lost, and we don't want that to happen, or ripped. I've got a notepad here which I did use as a daily journal type thing. I still use it to journal, but I don't do it daily, so I might move this. Actually no, I'm going to keep it on the shelf. I'm going to keep it on the shelf so it persuades me to journal a bit more. I've also got my tarot book, which tells me all about tarot cards and what they mean, so I'm going to keep those with the tarot cards. I just got this empty like book. I bought this ages ago and I was like, I don't know why I originally bought it. I think I was at school and I bought it for like my art project or something. I never used it, and I've always kept it since because I think it would make a lovely gift if I fill it with photos or make something out of it. So I'm going to keep that, but I'm going to put it in the cupboard because I don't need it out. That is literally everything off the shelf, so I'm going to give the shelves a clean and a dust because they are filthy. Put all these things back onto the shelf and rearrange it, and then we'll move on to these little drawers. Hello everyone, welcome back to, I'm pretty sure it's day 3 of this decluttering series. It's day 3 trying to tackle the spare room still, so that's fun. But I do want to just highlight the fact that decluttering, it takes time. It won't be a quick job, and living like a minimal lifestyle, you often find that you're constantly decluttering, and just being intentional with what you have in your home, and like checking through things and making sure you're using things, and making sure it's in a system that works for you. And it's just a constant thing. It doesn't just take one declutter and you're a minimalist. It takes time, especially if you're in the process of becoming one. So I just want to highlight that fact because as much as I'd love to get it all done in one day and feel fresh AF for the new year, it doesn't happen. Days get away from you, things got on top of you, and also when I was filming the last video, it got extremely dark and I just could not film because we are in the UK, and that's what happens after 3 p.m. so in the winter. So I'm back today and I've got about an hour until I need to be somewhere, so I'm hoping to finish decluttering this room. I've only got to do my actual desk bit here and a storage basket that's over there. I don't actually think there's anything in it, but I'm going to put some things in it to free up a bit more space. But so far so good. It's feeling good in here. We actually had a bit of a change around of the room, so we've moved the bed, so I'm going to have a little hoover as well because it's very dusty. And then this room will hopefully be done, and then I want to really move on to doing the bedroom because that's the one place I know there's quite a bit of clutter that I need to sort out. I really want to go through my wardrobe again and have a real think about what I wear. I'm going to take it all out. I'm going to do the pile system. So I'm going to do that probably tomorrow, but I'm just looking forward to moving on to that room and finishing this room, and then after that we go downstairs, so that will also be fun. So yeah, I'm just going to do probably a little bit of a time lapse and just some explaining as I go. This part shouldn't take me too long. I just want to reorganize it really in a way that works for me as I'm working, a way that works for me better when I'm at work, if that makes more sense. And then we'll move on. now we're actually onto this basket. I have no idea what is in it, so let's have a look. Basically nothing. I've got some really old like spray bottles and loads of random bottle corks, which I do not need, but I wonder if someone could make use out of them. Apart from that, this basket's now empty, so I think I might put something in here. I might actually just keep it empty for now, because I look in that cupboard and now that it's so tidy and organised, like nothing really needs to come out, and that is much more easy access than this basket. So I'm going to keep everything in there, but I'm going to keep it empty because I have got to go through the bedroom and I've got to look under the bed, and there's a few bits under there that might work better in here. So we'll come to that when we get to it, but at least it's empty and I know I can use it for something else now. So that is all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching my declutter process. It's probably boring to a lot of you, but I know that it really helps motivate me to watch these sort of videos, have one in the background while I'm doing decluttering, or just give me that boost that I like need to get on with it. And I do think the new year is such a good time to start decluttering, particularly if you've wanted to try minimalism for a while. And I tend to find that January is this time of sort of going a bit more inward. And I end up spending a lot of time at home in January, and I think we all do from just recovering from Christmas. So being in your home a lot more makes you realise like what you want in your home, what you want it to be like, what you want it to feel like. So January is always a great time for me to sort of sit down and slowly declutter through my life. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and next week I'll be back with another decluttering video as a part of my series, and I'm going to be tackling the bedroom and the wardrobe, which I think is going to probably be the more exciting side of things. There's a lot more in there, and I love watching like wardrobe decluttering videos, and I think it helps a lot of you out. I've had quite a few questions from you about the process, how you get started, ways to prevent you buying more, and like a more intentional way to declutter like clothing. So I think a lot of you might enjoy that video, so stay tuned for that. And I hope you wish you all the luck with all of your decluttering journeys. And of course, if you have any questions, do feel free to comment or reach out to me on Instagram. And it'll be so nice to connect with some of you. So thanks so much for being here, and I'll catch up with you again next week. And it's kind of strange, don't even know